Hello everybody, this is Jerry Mateo with DAW. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at RipX DAW PRO. And a full disclosure, I was emailed and sent a temporary license. It is currently a 76-day license. It was 90 when I got it. But this is a really cool stem separation tool that allows you to do a lot more than normal stem separation. Now the way it works is you grab your tracks. Let's say you have this one, you drag it in, and you can actually rip it. Now if you see here, you have the option of either choosing what type of track it is, choosing to separate instruments, and then even what type of files it's going to save. Now this is going to actually change the length that the rip time will have, and it will tell you ahead of time. Once you hit OK or rip, it will take that amount of time for the AI software inside of it to rip the tracks. Once you've done that, you simply just double click on your rips, and it's done. It's ready. And this separates everything from guitar, voice, bass. If we go here, we even have more options, and we're able to even go in here and do everything from the low harmonics, the high harmonics, the mids, whatever. It gives you extreme control. Now, what this also means is that because it kind of creates these like melodyne little blobs, tree in your yard, I can save this and either pitch correct it, tree in your yard, or even utilize the sound tool by either adding my own plugins, scanning this presets, saving them, and then using this to play virtual instruments, or even adding chords, effects, all this cool stuff, right? So tree in your yard, whatever, let's pretend that's amazing. Tree in your yard. It's cool, right? But then we can also use this as a repair tool by filtering background noises, limiting foreground, tone and hum, purity. You have a bunch of options. It's really awesome. But what I think is the most amazing is the de-bleeding options that you get. So I have a track here. For those of you who know, I am currently in the middle of doing a lot of restoration for songs and demo tracks that my little brother recorded. He passed away a few years ago, and I am planning on kind of creating these demo tracks that are high quality enough for friends of his that were very good artists that he did lots of work with. He either did their videos and stuff like that. He did a lot of producing and filmography. I want to collaborate with them to kind of redo some of his music in a more high quality fashion. These tracks were all recorded on a Isotope Spire or Spear. It's a very, very weird interface that totally failed. The microphone sounded bad, and it used basically isotope restoration software to kind of compensate for the fact that nothing sounded really that good. And because of that, we have lots of really interesting tracks that came out of it. So this is the demo that we have. I'm going to bypass all the effects, and you're going to see that we have the vocal and the guitar. We have a bass, which is honestly really bad sounding also, but this has no bleed because it was recorded separately. Basic bass, right? But what about the guitar? So this is a mono guitar track. If we solo it up, you will hear a ton of vocal bleed. So we'll go right here to right around or just before the vocal comes in. I wrote your name so many times. I saw your mom, I didn't say hello. Now it's very lo-fi, so if we do some type of enhancement, let's say a dopamine to give it some harmonic enhancement, some EQ to really get rid of resonances and get rid of that muddiness, stereo up mixer, and then a really nice compressor. I wrote your name so many times. We get this very weird vocal track that's kind of getting in the way. Well, let's listen to the vocal track. With nothing in it, this is what we have. I wrote your name so many times. The vocal doesn't sound bad. It really doesn't. But it needs some work, and there is quite a bit of bleed. I wrote your name so many times. So it's pretty usable, but a big issue is because it's this faux stereo that the Isotope Sphere did, you'll hear certain issues where when you combine the guitar and the vocal together, you now have a weird phase issue where now this lower mid-range frequency starts building up and it's very hard to fix. I wrote your name so many times. I saw your mom. I didn't say hello to Michelle. And unfortunately, you're not able to really fix this because by removing it from the guitar, you basically make the guitar sound even worse. By trying to compensate with the vocal, you basically make the sound even worse. Well, RipX DAW has ripped my guitar and my vocal track. And check this out. So this is the whole track, right? I wanna be the palm tree in your yard. Just chill. This is the mono guitar. If we solo up the voice, we can see all the instances of the vocal. And let's just listen to see how it sounds. I wrote your name so many times. That sounds amazing. How about right here? I wanna be the palm tree. Now, not amazing because it sounds good, but amazing because I can now mute the vocal. I wanna be the palm tree in your yard. Just chill. Now you are hearing artifacts, and if you do have a full mix, you will almost always hear artifacts. But to be honest, in this case, none of these artifacts are from RipX DAW Pro. It's a very, very long name. These artifacts are from the Isotope Sphere or Spire. The interface used a very, very stripped down basic version of RX, and it automatically caused artifacts by trying to separate vocal and guitar using its microphone or according to its blurb, many microphones. So these artifacts are not actually a problem. And now that we have them, I can literally just export this. In this case, I'm going to name it Guitar 1, right? We're going to select the folder. It's going to be RipX. And I want to do either MIDI, audio, whatever. So we're going to do WAV file, do mono, 48K, full rip, right? Export this. Boom. That's it. It's done. So if I show this in folder, go here, and there's my guitar. We're going to do the same thing with the vocal. We're going to highlight this, and you're going to see that we have the guitar part right here, soloed up. We'll mute it. Look at that. That's beautiful. We'll go to the vocal part. I wrote your name so many times. I saw your mom. I didn't say hello to Michelle. I wanna be the palm tree in your yard. There are no artifacts on the vocal whatsoever. Let's export this. Boom, Vox 1, same settings. We're gonna make this mono because it's very obvious this was a fake stereo. Render. We bring this into our DAW. Different tracks. Convert and save it into our session. Make these both stereo. Place them where they need to go, and then we copy the effects over. And let's just do a compare and contrast. I know right here, you really hear the kind of phasing issue. So let's hear the vocal and guitar part with all the effects, the original. Those summer days we would complain about not having light. You hear that kind of like kind of sound. It's this weird tone to it. But now with RipX DAW, and then we just match the gain on the new track. So it's going to be minus 9.33. And this one's going to be minus 0.06. Those summer days we would complain about Okay, let's listen to the original audio before RipX DAW. Those summer days we would complain. Now it sounds louder, but it's because it has that kind of phasing thing, right? So let's take this out. Those summer days. And we can now turn up the vocal, and if we solo up the vocal. Those summer days we about not having lights. We got confused. Maybe not amazing, maybe not hi-fi, but that is, I'm gonna be honest, the absolute best I have ever heard this track. And I think way back, way back, years back, if you look at some of my 3 years or older videos, you'll hear when my brother was recording these tracks. I think it's like 3 or 4 years ago. And you could hear all the crazy processing he had to do to kind of make it sound meh. And I even lost some contracts when I was making videos for Audified and for, I forgot what other company, a couple of other companies, because I was trying to use some of those tracks and they were like, they're too lo-fi, I don't like it. Paid me for the meh, they just dropped the contract. Totally fine. But this is just automatically better. Now I can mix this, make this a thing, send this over to one of the artists that my brother has worked with when he was alive, and we can start talking about, hey, let's collaborate, let's do something. You know, if I have to spend my own money, I'll do it. But this is great. This is amazing. RipX DAW PRO, literally not designed as an audio restoration tool, is probably the best stem separator I have ever used. And I own RX 11 Advanced. I've been demoing out the newest version of Spectralize Pro. I am definitely going to be buying it because I use Cubase and Nuendo. I own both of the newest versions. But this thing's amazing. And in my next video on this, I'm going to be showing you how I can use this to do the thing that I've been doing with the Ample Sound plugins, where I will go back and listen to the tracks, turn it into MIDI, and then use that inside of Guitar Pro, inside of my DAW, and recreating songs. And a cool thing is we could also, let's say, grab this vocal, export it, and turn it into MIDI. So now I can do simple and detailed MIDI, and I can actually go ahead and turn this into a performance. I can put some piano on this, change it up, maybe do whatever, and do a bunch of cool stuff. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is Jeremy on the DAW. I'm going to be honest. I'm not making any money on this besides AdSense. And even then, that's like $2 to $5. This is a really good software. As a personal thing, this has made me really excited because I can now actually remix my little brother's music, and he's not around anymore. So this is actually hitting me in like a personal thing, being like, this is an amazing thing. I love the AI. And I haven't even dived into the cool things. You can actually use this part where it sends you to some software or some website so you can generate automatic music, bring it in here and turn it into stems. And I like this. So I'm going to leave a link down below. No affiliate links, nothing. Personally, I think you should demo it out. I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun. And I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with this. Hopefully I can get an extension on my trial because I take a long time to make videos. I have 2 kids and they're constantly getting sick. And then I'm always working and going out of town to do production and events. Anyway, this is Jeremy Within the DAW. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.